Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another day in the markets. Hope you guys are having a good time out there with the pump. We had a little bit of a obviously tariffs around from Trump. Still working on resetting the world trade order, but man, we got some other good news around that tariffs and of course the federal budget. We're going to talk about that, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, we're going to be going through PulseChain, Bitcoin, crypto. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And of course, we're also going to do the last day of the stock market Friday as well. So we're going to get into all the details. Hope you guys enjoy it. We got Hexford in house there. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, boy. To infinity and beyond. I like that. We've got Frank White as well. Bang, bang, Pulse gang. Good to see Frank White in the house. And of course, let's pump it up. Let's pump it up. Let's go. We've got the show on X. Don't forget to repost it. It really does help a lot. And yeah, we've looks like we've hit a milestone today, so that's kind of cool. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah, let's see. I'm just looking back on what we covered over the last sort of 24 hours. Yeah, we should cover a little bit of that, shall we? A little bit of difference. So we might cover some of that. Yeah. What's that comedy? Comedy. And that guy goes, yeah, that's right, yeah. All right, so we got Tin Top in the house there. What's up, Tin Top? Hey, good to see you, Tin Top. We got Blair as well. Woo! Let's go. Sean O'Malley, here we go again. I like that. Brennan's in the house there. Pump it up. And I love the rocket bags. Matt in the house as well. Hello, sup, man. You're pumping the market hard with your billions. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way you go about it. Woohoo! All right, so we're going to get into it, folks. Without further ado, hope you guys are having a good time out there. It's still very wintry down here in good old New Zealand at the bottom of the world. But you know, we just do some streamings while we wait for summer to come back. Is that what you do? All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. And we're going to talk about some of the things that went off overnight or yesterday. We had Taurus launch on Titanx. So that's been pretty cool. So Taurus is live. So very, very excited about that. And that's from Cryptographics, right? He's a crossover influencer for PulseChain and Titanx, and he's now a founder as well. And Taurus is a very cool idea to try and get demand side sustainability with the yield. So it's going to be fun to see. Had a pretty good start out of the gate. So yeah, if you want to check it out, and this is from Cryptographics. I'll post the link there. And we may even have some more news around that. So we're starting off a little bit different today. But that is that going to kickstart the Titanx rally? The Titanx is definitely going up. So we're going to check that out too. Obviously, Ethereum going up also helps a lot. But yeah, a lot of buying power. So people buy ETH through Taurus, and it goes and buys Titanx. So it's certainly contributing to the factor. So there we go, Taurus. Big shout out to Cryptographics. Congratulations. I may even get him on the show in the future. We had him on the show several weeks ago. So you just never know your luck there. PulseChain Animal in the house there. Hello. Good to see you, PulseChain Animal. Like your little emoji there. Brennan says, day one Taurus miner here. Oh, wow. Well, what they're called creations, aren't they? They're called creations, but they're basically miners, aren't they, or minters? I guess there's a little technical difference, maybe. Yeah, day one. Nice one there, Brennan. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing where that goes in the future. Hey, we've got Cryptographics in the house. Well, this is a nice surprise. Thanks for talking Taurus. Yeah, straight out of the gate. It wasn't even planned. How about that, Cryptographics? Wasn't even planned. And it's the first thing we're talking about today. Would love to come back soon. That's awesome. Just hit me up as usual. We'll catch you up for a cool live stream. Talk about Taurus, which is live. Yeah, look at it. It says it's Taurus is live right in front of the screen there. Pretty awesome. So fantastic. So that is out. We also reposted some of the early stats from 18 hours ago. So it's obviously 18 hours ago now. And this was the first 12 hours. So what's that mean? It's maybe a day and 6 hours so far that it's been live. So a day and 6 live. It's live. So actually, it's got the first day's payout. So if you'd been creating, you would have had your first day of payout. So that'd be pretty cool. Brennan, let me know how that's going. Let me go. Did you get paid, Brennan? Let me get paid. Cryptograph says, and I just happened to scroll by. The universe works in mysterious ways. It certainly does. That is hilarious. Yeah, funny about that. So all aligned there. So yeah, Taurus there. This straight out of the gate, but it had pretty amazing results just after 12 hours, and now it's been what 20? What did I say? 26 at 30 hours, pretty much, isn't it? So yeah, 35.6 billion Titanx was burned. 454 Titanx locked in Taurus contracts. 386 billion Titanx in LP. 88-day creations are up over 250%. That was at the time. So, and of course, Bitcoin had Ethereum had hit 3,000, and Bitcoin was all-time high, 118 approximately. So, yeah, welcome to Age of Taurus. So it's pretty cool, and you can see on Mike Dean's dashboard down the bottom. Now those numbers are 18 hours old, so they're probably even up even more now. Brennan says, "Yeah, I'm still yet to check. Super, let you know next minute." All right. We got PulseChain, Animal Announced. They can't wait for my bags to pump. Everyone's pretty excited about that. All right. So let's have a look here. We might actually, let's go have a quick look at Cryptographic, see if he's got any other updates. He just happens to be in the chat there. That wasn't coordinated, by the way. That wasn't coordinated. 58 minutes ago, creators are crushing it right now. Taurus might catch a lot of people off guard. Welcome to the Age of Taurus. Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. We were on Discord yesterday with some of the, I guess, the Strategy Club members and stuff like that. If you haven't joined Strategy Club, join up today. Links in the video description. It's only $35 a month. Fantastic value, of course. But we were talking about Taurus, and we went through all the tokenomics and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we had some pretty good insights, and everything played out just as we said. So it's going to be pretty fun how good our predictions in the future are. But it looks pretty good so far. We're pretty happy with the first day results. We're pretty impressive. Seems like Powell, but we actually think it's going to pick up from here. Actually, we think it's going to probably pick up and could do some pretty amazing things. So getting in early, particularly, could be nice and friendly to everybody. So yeah. Cryptographics, let's see, let's jump through some of that. Just have a look through 6 hours ago. Taurus massive day one ROI incoming. So I did a nice live stream earlier in the day, so you can check that out. This is the second one, I believe, that Cryptographics has done. Yeah. So the first one he was on with somebody else. I've just forgotten the name of the person. Yeah, that is going through all the yields there. That was only 6 hours ago after the first day. So pretty cool. Definitely check that out. It'd be a great commentary from Cryptographics on there. So yeah, very, very excited with things. Check it out. Looking pretty good. Now, the second topic I was going to talk to before we get into the markets is I posted this 15 hours ago about the because Ethereum had hit 3,000, the magic carpet ride or the PulseChain sacrifice or strategic reserve, whatever you want to call it, we got back over 500 million, so back over $500 million. And of course, ETH had hit 3,000. And we know the break-even price on this is $3,775, or $73, and so that would get us back to 645 million. And then, of course, it's going to be onwards and upwards from there, right? Onwards and upwards from there. It's pretty awesome. Now, we're not expecting any of this money to be applied to PulseChain until at least it gets into some profit, right? Not even break even. So. But of course, Richard has many other avenues as well. So we've talked about that before. So that was a pretty cool milestone. That's going to lead us into, I guess, to crypto. Let's see what else we got in here. We've got a couple more comments before we get into the stock market results. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got Brennan says, woohoo, earn some Taurus on my creation. Nice one there, Brennan. Ching, ching. I think that deserves a bit of a magical twinkle. Yeah, nice. Very, very cool indeed. I keep on wanting to play more sound effects because, it's addictive, but we're going to move on. All right, so let's get into the stock market results and go for gold there. We got the S&P 500 ends down as tariff sour sentiment. So obviously, Trump's still having to do some tariffs on some of the big top 10 countries to try to get them over the line. A lot of these are, allies. So yeah, Dow Jones there down 0.6%, 280 points to 44,371. S&P 500 is down 30%, 20 points to 6,259. Nasdaq down 0.1%, 45 points to 20,585. I actually like these down days because it actually allows probably the markets just to keep going higher and higher and higher quite nicely with these little retraces. That's kind of why I like them. We got the US dollar is down 97 to 97.55. Oh, sorry, is up to 1/5% to 97.55. That's versus the trading partners. So a little bit more strengthening there in the US dollar. Let's see, we get these commodities, and we got I don't know what's gone there. It's all gone awry. We're going to talk about commodities there, but we'll come back to that. What's the latest stuff here? So yeah, Trump late on Thursday ramped up his tariff assault on Canada. You got to remember this is a left wing. It's investing.com is slightly left wing, or if not aggressively left wing sometimes. So just take note of some of the wording. Trump late on Thursday ramped up his tariff assault on Canada, saying the US would impose a 35% tariff on imports next month and plan to impose blanket tariffs of 15%, 20%. You got to remember that the Canadians are all globalist Marxists, so they're all part of the European Union, all those guys. Australia, New Zealand, all part of the same thing. These guys are colluding, always plotting against Trump. So you got to remember that, even though sometimes it looks like, obviously Trump is winning, but these guys are always plotting. Just take note of that. It's we got S&P 500 eased from a record high the day before, with caution prevailing after Trump on Thursday imposed a 50% tariff on Brazil. So we've now got Canada and Brazil, and obviously he's also putting a lot of pressure on South Korea and Japan, right? So trying to get stuff around there. So those deals all got to be coming in the future. The increased rhetoric around tariffs, what we've seen this week regarding Brazil and Canada, is certainly elevating the anxiety level, although obviously the market is really pricing in that tariffs are going to work out in the end. And so that's what we've seen, quite a nice little rally from the markets. People had become a little bit more accustomed to the lack of negative tariff headlines. We've kind of seen a reminder that tariff picture is still there. Well, we know that's still there, particularly until the 1st of August. And so we're still expecting volatility in July, right? So, we're going to get some nice gains this month, obviously with Bitcoin breaking out. But we've still got that volatility before we get to really the banana altcoin season part of the market, right? Which will possibly be September with the interest rate cuts. That just seems like the biggest one, but we're going to have a lot of bullish news leading into that. So it's kind of the play there at the moment. So, all right. So that's pretty much it. We're going to move away from that. I don't know if the commodities thing has come back up. It's got an advertisement or something. I'm not sure what's gone awry there. But anyway, I wanted to go quickly back to the headline news here on investing.com because there was a really good article. And let me just see if I can find it here with the title. So let me see here. Jump away from there. It's disappeared off the headline. But anyway, this is the one here. So this one here is the one I want to talk about. US Post surprise $27 billion budget surplus in June, boosted by tariffs. So all this tariff income that Trump's getting is what he's been talking about is going to offset, any deficit in the big beautiful bill, right? But it's not included in there, right? So President Trump, just 1 week after the one big beautiful bill, a budget record of surplus of $27 billion, the first monthly surplus since 2017. Get that? That's the last time that Trump was in power, right? When Biden was in power, no budget surplus, right? To spend. Economists had expected deficit of $41 billion for the month, and just goes to show you that that liberal and progressive economists out there are crap, and they always have been for decades, and we've had to put up with them. And of course, they're all part of the ideological capture as well. Makes their judgment warped. We're just the way it goes. Key factor was a surge in customs duties, which totaled $29.7 billion for the month. That's up for $23 billion in May, and a staggering 301% increase compared to June 2024. So far this year, tariff collections have reached $113 billion, up 86% from the same period last year. So much of this increase is tied to the across-the-board 10% import tariffs Trump implemented in April, in addition to the targeted reciprocal tariffs on individual countries. Despite the strong June surplus, broader fiscal picture remains challenging, which we know that already. So now we've got this big interest rate payments on the debt. Remember, the US debt's federal deficit is about $2 trillion, just over $2 trillion. Half of that is interest rate costs, right? Which is ridiculous, right? It's about $1 trillion or just over, and that's about the same amount as the new military budget in the United States, which has also hit $1 trillion for the first time, right? Normally that was around $880 billion. So it's pretty crazy. So interest payments on national debt continue to be a major burden. Net interest total $84 billion in June alone, and $749 billion year to date, making it the second largest federal expense after Social Security. Interest payments on track to hit $1.2 trillion in the fiscal year there. Trump has repeatedly called on the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates because they need to refix debt at lower prices. But of course, what do we care? We do care about that. Obviously, healthy US is good, and we know Trump with Secretary Scott, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, is aiming to move to surplus and pay down the federal debt. Right, so they're going to have not just the income side of the income statement, which is the federal deficit, to get the surplus, but also to use the asset base of the balance sheet, basically of the United States, to also pay it down. That's probably something we're going to see later on. So keep a lookout for that. One part of that strategy will be around probably this Genius Act with the stable coins and the boom that's going to be for Ethereum and crypto generally, particularly for USDC, USD Tether, and that's going to flow into all of crypto. I think the leverage from that could be blow people's minds in crypto. I think people got used to that yet. But remember, the market cap's about 3.4 trillion, and stable coins get an additional 2 trillion in stable coins. The leverage on that and the multiplier effects is massive. So you guys, we're still early. We love that phrase. We're still early. So that's pretty much it on the old markets. Let's jump away to crypto, shall we? And everyone loves crypto. Put your hand. Where did I go? Where did I go? Where did I disappear to? I disappeared. All right. So let's see. We've got some comments in the chat here. We've got some more here. Hexfady says no expectations. Yeah. Loyalty will be rewarded, says Hexfady. That's true. Believers only, says Sean. Believers only, yeah. So that is the market at the moment. So Trump's doing pretty well with the three-legged stool strategy. We're going to probably talk about that with the Bitcoin chart, but I haven't pulled that up at the moment, but we will do that. Total market cap of crypto 3.739 trillion. So we're moving up. It is down 2.3% today. There are 17,639 coins, but a Bitcoin is holding up pretty damn strong. $117,570, up 1.7% for the day. So still moving higher. Ethereum there up 1.1% at 2,958. Had hit 3,000 yesterday. XRP is up 8% at $2.73. Number 4 is BNB up 1.1% at $689. Solana, number 6, down 0.3%, $162. Was it Dogecoin there, number 8, up 3.5%, 20 cents. Tron up 2.7% at 30 cents. So, hit that 30 cent mark. And then we got Lido at number 10, right? Now, the other one, because obviously Lido staking tons of ETH, right? I think is at 9%. I think it's about 9% of the ETH supply. ETH supply is about 120 mil. So that's a pretty decent amount. And then we got the Cardano sitting number 11 there. Is Cardano getting close to flipping Lido? No, it's still quite a bit of a gap there, over about $1.3 billion. And then we got Hyperliquid has moved up. Actually, Hyperliquid has moved up into number 12. I'm pretty sure that was below Wrap Bitcoin. But that has moved up, so up 5.6% at $46. So Hyperliquid there turning heads, and you can now trade Hyperliquid on PulseChain via Pulse Wallet if you've got Pulse Wallet, right? So you can now do that within the wallet. So that's kind of a cool thing. I'm not sure many people would know about this. Why I've been saying it the last couple of days, because it's kind of a cool little extra feature they have in there. That is pretty much the mark. The best performer over the last 24 hours is XRP, up 8%, and the best performer over the last up the last week is Ethereum, is it? Yeah, Ethereum. I know XRP again, 22.7%, mostly due to today though. Coin there. Story IP is up 31% as well, sitting at number 86. It's up 58% for the week. Stellar, they're up 19% today, is up 50% for the week. So actually pretty awesome. And then we've got Pudgy Penguins, which has been performing pretty well also. That's up 25% at 40%. And then number 5 is up to 35% for the week as well. Now, I have been picking out these coins like Pudgy Penguins in Strategy Club. So if you haven't joined up today, join up. That's all I guess. We've got top gainers at the moment. Dogecoin up 72%. There's the top gainers in the top 1,000. So Dogecoin there up as well. Mincore, obviously, and Humanity, which we talked about, I think, yesterday. That's up trending as well. Let's have a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin there at number 856. It's only been around since 9th of July, so we're going to get all these new meme coins popping up there, I guess. And that is on Solana chain. We've got a website. Let's have a quick look at that, Dig.io. So there we go. It's got a little American theme to that as well. America's digital mascot. So that has been pumping today. So there we go. Countdown to July the 20th, 7 days and 11 hours left. So they're obviously having something launched there. So yeah, you can check that out. So that is Dogecoin, and maybe that's going to be one of these meme coins that really rallies. They got a big launch there on the 20th or something. So check that out. Right, so that is Dogecoin. We also got obviously Mincore, which is the big mover into the top 100. That's sitting at number 87. And look at that chart, man. That's pretty nice. 6.5 cents is now 82 cents. So, and it launched on the 3rd of July. So that's been a real winner, hasn't it? And moved in the top 100. It is on a Binance chain or BSC chain. And let's see here, the Mincore. Let's have a look at the website. We got the first out layer 1 blockchain, especially built for meme 2.0. And we've seen a few of these sort of narratives, right? We've seen a few teams building up meme coins and layer 1s, layer 2s. So we obviously got Pepe, was it Bitcoin Pepe coming up for the end of the month? That's going to be promoted by Crypto Paradise. I think they may have done a live stream cover of that. So we are seeing a few of these memes here. Are you ready to meme? Let's click on that. We've got ecosystem. Yeah, actually, we looked at this the other day, didn't we? So we've got ecosystem, eco drop, airdrop, etc. So you can check all that out. That is pumping today, big time actually. So yeah, pretty nice little chart there. And of course, that launched on the 3rd of July. So Mincore there doing very cool on the old BSC chain. Finally, we have Humanity, which we've seen on here before. Quick look at this. This is at number 363. Been around since June this year, 26, so only a few weeks as well. And this is on Ethereum this time. And it's a Humanity Protocol blockchain, native proof of humanity, consensus mechanism. So there we go. Verifies human uniqueness. I think we've got a website for this too. Quick look at that. Yeah, we've been on here before. So this is on the trending again. Your identity, your rules. So there we go. But check that out. So those are the 3 trending ones. And of course, those are top gainers in 1,000. Trending, we've got Toncoin, which has been trending quite a lot, right? We've got Scale and we've got Coke Inu there. Both of those two relatively new. We haven't seen those on here. So those are trending at the moment. So yeah, market cap 3.7 trillion, down 2.1%, but Bitcoin and Ethereum all looking pretty good, as all the leaders are. And we've got some new stars rising into the top 100. So there we go. That is pretty much it on the move there. Let's pull up the Bitcoin chart on TradingView, and I should have had it up already, but slacking. And there we go. So we got that breakout that we were after, right? So this orange line, we got the breakout in the old Bitcoin, and it's looking pretty nice. Like we were trying to head towards 120, 130k, right? We're up at 117. The high that we got yesterday was 118,900. But it suggests you will probably just keep pushing into that 120, 130 range, all things equal. Obviously, we had the probably got kneecapped a little bit with the tariffs, right? So the tariffs are kneecapping us a little bit there on that we talked about earlier. Other than that, we've got the big news next week. What is it? What's next week? Crypto week. So if we didn't want enough good stuff, we've got Crypto week coming next week. So that's going to be great. And that is the next sort of legislative round. It's going to be on crypto with the Genius Act, right, around stablecoins. That is mega huge. That's mega huge, guys. If the big tax bill is going to help the U.S. economy boom and be in the golden age, give more discretionary income and all the rest of it, well, the Genius Act, I should say, the Clarity Act and the Non-CBDC Act are all going to support a financial boom into crypto directly through stablecoins, backing the U.S. Treasuries and U.S. dollar and supporting the U.S. dollar's reserve currency. We're seeing recent tariffs on Brazil and things like that, attacking them around the BRICS and trying to undermine the US dollar. So crypto is going to be supporting the US dollar, and tariffs are punishing countries that are trying to undermine the US dollar and the old BRICS nations, right? Brazil, India, China, and the like. So very, very cool. That's coming up next week, and that is mega huge. Like I said earlier, Secretary Scott Bessent, they're talking about $2 trillion and up to 3.8 trillion by 2030. And the leverage on those stablecoins could be just ginormous, right? Just enormous. What is it at the moment? 300-400 million, something like that. I have to go double check, but something like that. In fact, we might have the stablecoins on here, do we? Under categories. So let's have a quick look. Stablecoins. So yeah, what we got? Yeah, 263 million market cap on stables. We're talking about 2 trillion. So what's that? About 8x from here. and the impact on crypto, just ginormous, right? Just absolutely ginormous. So keep a lookout for that. It'll be something that ramp up probably incrementally is the way it probably work, but we'll keep track of that. That is coming up next week. Massive, guys, honestly. It's a massive. And then we got on top of that, we got all the institutions and sovereign states and the US budget and all the rest. I mean, we just got the perfect lineup, guys, for just a mega move in crypto. And it's not all not going to happen tomorrow, of course, but it's the lineup's beautiful for the road ahead. Let's see here. What else? We got some comments in here. We got live in my best life. Happy Friday, Saturday. Happy Friday, Saturday to you too. Yeah, it's Saturday here down under in New Zealand, Australia, Pacific Islands, as I always say. Eddie Hadvina, I hope all the bags are packed because we're going to the moon. Woohoo! Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, there's probably another good time to circle back and go through the fundamentals on PulseChain again. Maybe we should do that tomorrow or something. So that is where we are on the markets. So looking pretty good. And of course, yesterday we had, I haven't really finished talking about Bitcoin, have I? So we finished talking about that. We got $96,444 on the EMA 200. We got $106,850 on the 50. We've got this beautiful golden cross. We've just broken to a new high. Really, things are starting to look really good for Bitcoin. And we're still early days. Can you believe it? We're at 100, new all-time highs, around just under 119,000. And then after the stable coins next week, then we've obviously got more trade deals going to be pushed through to August. That's through this date here. That's August, and then September for the interest rate cuts, and that truly could be the ultimate for that pressure on Jerome Powell to get those rate cuts. Very important there, and then more crypto regulations expected September, October with the digital report around crypto. So game on for the rest of the year, right? Right. So I think that's it. Let's go to Ethereum. And of course, we had a golden cross, right, which is awesome. And Brendan highlighted that yesterday. And we've had this on the printer. Look, and look how's it played out fantastically, right? So yeah, golden cross coming up. We had everything we wanted. We had obviously a bit of pullback with the tariffs today, but man, that's probably just given us a little bit of a breathing room to even hit higher. That is this PulseChain strategic reserve. So we're not far away from that, right? We only need how much percentage move? Only a 28% move to get there, which is pretty cool. We needed a 50% move. Now we only need 28%. So yesterday it was even as low as 24%, or maybe 25. So getting back to strategic reserve, and then once we get to there, it's onwards and upwards onto glory there. And of course with this Genesis Act with stablecoins, Ethereum could get so valuable. We see institutions coming in, right, buying Ethereum and buying XRP, getting ready for the Genesis Act. We saw Mike Lee, one of the top commentators in the stock markets and crypto, setting up his chairman of, I think, was it Bitminers or Bitmark, something like that, Bitminers or something, and they're raising capital to go into Ethereum. That is unbelievably significant. And of course, all his clients, he's got, I can't remember how many clients, but thousands of clients, if I remember. He did say it on the other day. I just can't remember the number, but very large. And so they're coming into Ethereum. So yeah, that's all I can say. It's just bullish everywhere. It's raining bullishness. That's all we can say. All right, so that is kind of cool on Ethereum. And of course, we had a golden cross, as you can see, we crossed over there. And now we've got the 50-day at 2,500 and the 200-day at 2,490. So we're about $30, $40 clear there now, and it's just game on. Because we also closed our prices above the crossover, it's going to be very strong to the upside, right? That's what we're expecting. Bar anything uncertain, but I think market's getting used to the tariffs, making tariff surplus, all that sort of stuff. So and deals will be done in July, no doubt. All right, that is where we are on that one. That's going to lead us into PulseChain. Before we get to that, though, let's see if we've got any more comments. Yeah, if you've got any comments, let us know in the chat there. And if you haven't shared the channel around, definitely share it around. I think we had the post up the top there, so take a second to do that. That'd be really helpful. I would suggest doing it on if any influencer that you enjoy, particularly in PulseChain, Titan X, or something like that, then definitely share it around. Bam, bam, bam. Now, I guess we haven't really talked about X1 for a while, but we will talk about that soon. Obviously, Jack Levin, the famous vampire, is doing a private capital round and various investor types. Raised probably $4 million, somewhere in that ballpark at the moment. And of course, that's really, I guess, maybe maybe 60-70% is to cover his their salaries for the last. He's got a team, I think, of 4. A team of 4 to cover their salaries over the last 2.5 years or something like that, apparently. So we're going to see how all that plays out. Obviously, a lot of drama around Zen and things like that, but I think he has been, from my last recollection, clear about launching on the. Once he launches the chain, he can then do the Zen burn party. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. And but it's definitely tokenomics probably changed. The allocations changed. But if he can do, I don't know, if he can do 70-80%, 70-80% allocated to the Zen and all the other tokens that were minted, I think that might make people fairly happy. That is pretty much just a quick comment on that. We've got Matt and Barley says, are the Raiders going to win tomorrow? I don't know. Well, let's see what Brennan, you announced. Yeah, Brennan might be able to answer that. All right, so let's get into the day. We've got today's results, day 792 for PulseChain. Since PulseChain launched on the 13th of May, 2023, we've only had, a couple of days since we've been free from the SEC. That dark cloud of the SEC once and for all finally lifted. So PulseChain is ready to run. Now, that being said, often, after we have news like that, it doesn't run straight away. It might be a month later, and then things really start to tick up. So just be very, just patient with that. It will come. What else there? Sean says yes. Sean sends yes, the Raiders will win. I guess Matt says All Blacks playing France next weekend. Go the All Blacks. Yeah, I think. Yeah. All Blacks used to be ultimately dominant, but I don't know. These days, maybe not so much. But we wish the All Blacks well. They are my national team, I guess. Not that a lot of yes. Anyway, they've changed a lot. They get the game a lot. Unfortunately, it's very PC now. They stop and start the game. Crystal Ball says that yes. Matt says Brennan. All right, nice one there. You got to have a bit of rugby league in the chat there. We got so that is the price. Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0302, up 2.5%, 30% the mean sacrifice price. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0228, is at 5.85%. Now, what I would say, the buy and burn is at 7.38%. So, but what I was going to say is that the Pulse price there sitting at just over 3,000 is a good sign. Sitting over 3,000 rather than under it. So let's see if we can build from there. And Signum token at the moment, $1.65, and that's looking pretty good, up 4%. And the Hex there is down 4.4%. We have the big Hex whale selling, right? The 132 account. And no doubt that it had 300 million, I think, in the daughter wallet. I think it also had some in the parent wallet still. And so it sold 50 million down yesterday. Probably based on this price, probably sold down more. Because it was pretty consistent. It would move the coins and then it would sell it within 24 hours. And so it sold millions and millions and millions. I can't remember what it started off with. Was it 11, 12 million? Let me know in the chat if you guys remember, but it was pretty big. And it was down to about 2 million yesterday, I saw. So, yeah, let's see. We'll see where it all heads. So, yeah, down 4.4% at the moment. But funny enough, even though PX was down, EHEX was actually performing pretty well. Although I did think that there was supposed to be coins over there as well. But it's currently at 1,900 the penny, so it's holding up all right. So if you want to load your bags with Hex, it's probably getting pretty close to do it because the whale is just about gone. First it attacked PulseX and now Hex, and it looks like they're gone burger. Because by the time they wanted to come back, prices would be higher, right? That's the expectation there. Let's jump over to the gas prices. We're at 1 million beats, so pretty normal here. 1 cent for PulseX swap. We did see Ethereum gas spike a little bit yesterday, so it was up like at least I saw it up to 8 Gwei or something. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock. We'd had Ethereum well less than a Gwei. It was half a Gwei or something around there most of the time. And seeing it spike back up to 8 Gwei just remind you of what happens to Ethereum when things really get flying. Obviously, all the second layer protocols have been eating Ethereum's lunch a bit, but regardless, we're expecting pretty bullish things to happen on Ethereum, particularly around stablecoins, less around the smart contract dominance, which is less. It's been getting less and less every bull market cycle. What's up Ethereum now? Maybe 60%, something like that. Used to be like 90%, right? So 95% even. So yeah, that world's changed, and of course a lot of the actions on second layer protocols. But nevertheless, we're expecting the stablecoin boom to really revalue Ethereum, right? And that's why these institutions starting to buy it up, like the Trump Foundation, like Mike Lee's company, and all the rest of it. What else? We got some comments in here. Sean O'Malley says SolidX about to erupt. Absolutely, Sean. Absolutely, Sean's onto it with that. We're going to talk about that later on. Matt says, I got to fly. Everyone have a great day and keep pumping. Hey, you too, Matt. Enjoy your day. And Brennan says, laters, Matt, go to the green machine. Yeah. All right, so that is where we are on the gas prices. Have a look at the validators. 52,066, pretty similar to what we've had for the last week. Bridge, I haven't got a bridge update today because I haven't done the update, but we're at 87.8 million on the snapshot. And yeah, we're currently sitting 7,775 ETH, $17.7 million a DAI almost. What else have we got going on there? USDC, 14.5 million, Coast at 10.4 million, and a USDC at 55.1 million. And Bitcoin just under 27, so 26 Bitcoin there. Keep a lookout for that, eh? So that is pretty much it on the standard numbers. Looking at the volume, we're 23.2 million, so that's good. I mean, volume's better than what it has been. I think we've been sitting around 18 million, is it? And we're up at 23. The transactions, 312,000. Let's have a look at the top coins. Well, we've got a new coin, been around for 1 day, called PDI Palooza. It's had 91k volume over 14k liquidity. It's up 700%. And then we've got this Beast token. It's $5,176. It's got this funny language here. And that's up 38%. Let's have a quick look at that. I'm not endorsing this, of course. We'll just have a quick look. It's got funny writing there. I'm not sure what that writing means, but that is up at the moment. And that has been around for 19 hours. 33k over 170k is the volume and the liquidity. We've got communist volume, been around for a month. That is up at 20. Is that a pump tires? Possibly. It's been around up 27%, only $1,300 volume, so versus 116k liquidity. We've got PTC the Greys versus Inc. That's up 22%. We've got Teddy Bear Takeover. So PTC and Teddy Bear have been doing not too bad the last couple of days, and that's up 17% as well at 29. So that has made quite a decent little recovery there. Still some way to go to the high that it had because it got sold off at 8,000 if I remember rightly. 9,000 actually 200. It's now down at 2,900 or 2,900%. And the RSI not quite overheated yet, but looks like it's doing a full run, isn't it? Maybe run out of steam over maybe run out of steam at 3,500 or something. But yeah, let's see what the 4 hourly says. 4 hourly there definitely hot right now. So maybe have a little bit more in it, or maybe taper off here, and we'll see. So that is Teddy Takeover, backed by Ian Heinisch and Moon King as big supporters. Ape and Pulse up 13%. Your Mum up 12%. DWB is up 12% there. X up 11%, associated with what Crypto Paradise team. UFO along with PTC is up 10%. Those are everything up 10%. So we've got 16 peers here on our leaderboard, trending here. And what else we got going a bit further down? We've got Alien Token up 8.6%. We haven't seen that for a while, have we? And then we've seen it for a while. Rhino Fire, which launched 3 days ago, and Crypto Paradise covered this, didn't they? As one of their, I guess, is it pre-sales or partnerships? One of those two, maybe both. 7.8%. We got BFF. Should we have a look at Rhino Fire? Let's have a quick look at it actually. Let's see how that chart's looking. This is the hourly chart. So actually looking pretty good, isn't it? 0008. We went through the tokenomics, I think, briefly. So it's ticking away, holding up pretty well. That's actually a pretty good damn chart for a crypto chart, if you guys know. So that is not too bad. BFF up 7.3%. The Fitzgerald Company, 6.8% there. Lady Gaga up 6.4% as well. What else? Incognito up 6%. Beast up 6% from OG WebChef. PulseX obviously up. Sparta up there, up 5.7% at 4 cents now. So we'll have a quick look at Sparta. This is obviously benefit attendees that hold HexOG. It's bouncing off 3.2 cents back up at 4.1. But of course, what do we care about? Well, this one's versus Hex, right? Because obviously Hex is what it pulls up in its taxes, puts in its treasury. It's up, bounced off the bottom. So it was down at 6. It's now at 6.9 versus Hex. So that's how much you get Hex you get for Sparta. What else there? X Game, of course, we're expecting big things for X Game, and of course, who said it in the ground there? It's Sean O'Malley. Solid X to erupt, yeah. So we're expecting this to really take off. We already saw the Solid trading bot on Telegram for PulseChain, and it gives you limit orders and tiered limit orders and all sorts of stuff. So you can do your stop losses and take profits. So it's pretty cool on Telegram if you haven't checked it out. And check out my main posts on that from 2 days ago, I think it was. So yeah, X game, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be the big decentralized game. So it's going to be interesting. The battle between the two big decentralized platforms on PulseChain. One's going to be on-chain bet from Jacob, and of course, the other one's going to be X game from Firewhale, right? One of our two big public whales. So it's going to be fun to see that. I think taking very different, ways to market different products, obviously in the same category. Decentralized crypto casinos will be multi-chain as well, slash omni-chain. So yeah, let's see how that goes. But news could be coming out very soon indeed on this one. So X game up 5%, and as you guys know, we're very bullish about X game. Also, so yeah, looking forward to that. And you can join our X game portal, the first dedicated community as well. I think the link's in the video description. RSI oversold up 4.6%. Most wanted, another pump tires up 4.6%. Excuse me, we've got SolidX here at $9.54. And of course, I expect this to really re-rate real strong, the old SolidX and X game, right? I expect both of these to do very well. Once we start getting news around the decentralized casino, the crash game, it's going to be pretty viral, and I think it's going to do pretty well. Now, if any of you guys have been on some of the big crypto casinos that are decentralized, well, they're really not well, what do you say? They're decentralized, but they're centralized. I don't know what you describe, but they're like exchanges, centralized exchanges, like Betfury. Betfury is a big one, and I think there's what's the old gambling one for Bitcoin? Bitcoin.com one. I just can't remember the top of my head, but there's those ones that are out there, and a lot of there used to be tons of decentralized crypto casinos launched that they're not decentralized. They're controlled, right? They're basically platform controlled. So they're not really doing decentralized stuff like we're seeing with probably X game and on-chain bet that we're getting on PulseChain, which is generally pretty close to true DeFi. So we'll see. But anyway, expecting big things there. 9mm and Top Hat. So Top Hat there from Crypto Coffee, currently at 1,500th of a penny. And then, of course, we've seen them do partnerships with Crypto Paradise and Emmett Farms. A big shout out to Emmett Farms and Kairos. And then what else we've seen? 9mm also the second biggest DEX volume is at 4% at the moment. In fact, let's quickly check 9mm. The volumes there, 1.6 million. So yeah, that's up another 300K. So we're starting to get a rise in the volumes. And of course, this will pick up. And as this picks up, we should suspect we get a re-rate in 9mm as well, just like 9-inch at the moment. Let's have a look at that. 255, so $250,000. And we may very well see a re-rate in 9-inch and BBC token. Most of the volume is going through SolidX pair on there as well. So it will get a boost from SolidX. So, SolidX for me is one of the Magnificent Seven, right? And so that could really lift the valuation too of 9-inch. Be interesting to see how the market prices that. All right, so that is the play. So let's jump further down and keep going. Let's keep going. We're having fun here on the markets. We're still in the green, so we might as well keep going. We've got incentive token, obviously, $1.65 up 4%. We've got Pump Tires Die up at 0007800 up 3.7%. Missile from OG WebChef up 3.5%. Pump Tires is up 3.4%. SolidX sitting in a mix here at $9.50. Hidden Pulse, was it Hidden there? Hidden Vault up 2.8%. Doubt Token Pump Tires 2.7%. Secrecy, I think, which is Pump Tires, 2.6%, and Orion Directive 2.5% as well. And what else have we got there? PMX 500 2.4%. 9-inch, we talked about that with the volumes. Now at 250,000 volume, currently sitting at 50. So let's have a look at this, because if we're on the verge of altcoin season getting closer and closer and PulseChain pumping, then these will probably all re-rate, and they're all pretty down pretty far. Market cap only 1.1 million for our third biggest DEX. Now that excludes our balancer fork for PH Universe. But yeah, at the moment, 1.1 million. So yeah, let's see where this can go. Probably be a strong re-rate in that. All right, what else have we got going there? We got scroll a little bit further down here. Time dividend. So this is up 1.8%. Let's have a look at the time dividend from a KG, and of course over 80,000 downloads now on this wallet. And this is earning yields on swaps, right? So it's a little bit like a DEX, and at 0.0022 on the move there. It's a bit like a DEX aggregator, really, isn't it? DEX aggregator, but it's moving pretty good there at 2200th of a penny, and we might see a very strong re-rate in this as well. Let's go to the weekly because we've got quite a bit of data there. There's the weekly chart there. Yeah, so it looks like it's getting ready to move higher, and we're on the right conditions. So yeah, looking good there. Market cap only 4.4 million. Yeah, so that might get a re-rate into maybe worth 10, 20, 30 million, something like that. We'll see. Could be even higher. It's gonna be crazy in crypto. What else we got going on here? We got BBC token at 1.8%. Your Mum up 1.5%. Stake ETH at 1.2%. Gelato up 0.6%. Now Gelato have done partnerships with Emmet Farm, so you can find farm yields there for Gelato there. They're doing airdrops as well, I think, in the Emmet Farm Telegram. Phoenix there up 0.6% as well, and Liquid Loans, which has been pretty vocal recently on X, is up slightly as well at 6 zeros, 8,200. And we might reasonably expect this to get re-rated at some stage as well. Coming off the bottom here, 6 zeros, 5,900. There's about 4.4 million stable coins in USDL. And of course, we know that PUSD ALGO is being built out by Jacob, waiting for Signum Oracle, no doubt. And that is going to be built on top of the stablecoin PUSD. It's going to be built on top of USDL. So it's going to give a lot of stability to that. So we're looking forward to that. So that's pretty much it on that. And yeah, so we got these DEXs and these liquidity forks. We went through that on our review the other day. If you haven't checked out the review, I put it on my X account, and we went through it on video of the whole TVL and what's valuable and what's actually happening. So check that out. And yeah, that's where we are. So how many green candles? We got 63, so it's just under 2/3 slightly green today. But of course, it's the ratio to PulseChain that kept matters. So I guess everything over 3% or so was doing pretty well. That leads us into Titanix. Titanix. We're going to talk about that, shall we? We've got a few comments. How are we doing for time? 47 minutes on the hour. Pretty good. Let's see. We've got Diamond Hands with the Rockets, and that's a good place to be. We're going to have a little drink now. Cheers, everybody. All right. So Titanix sitting here at 6 zeros. So it's up 1.3% today. Obviously, let's check it out. We're going to go, it always defaults to 15 minutes, so I have to change it around there. But the US price was down at 6 zeros, 1100. This is on ETH chain, right? Titanix ecosystem from Jake Sharp, formerly a PulseChain influencer, of course, moved to developer. Was it 2 years ago now? And maybe 3 years. We got the price up at 6 zeros at 2,000. So that has managed to rise up there. Hopefully hopefully the ruler will work this time. So that is up 75% off the bottom in 18 days. So nice little move higher there. But the ratio to Ethereum, of course, is important. So we're going to have a quick look at that. And we can see that's also moving up. So we're pretty much down at 10 zeros, 5,000, let's say. We're now at 10 zeros, 6,700. So we're up from there. The ruler doesn't work on these things, on the ETH ratios. So that is where we are, 10 zeros, 6,700. It's a nice little move there. And you can see the volume coming, right? Volume coming here. And of course, matching, funny enough, Taurus as well. Obviously, the boom in the crypto, and also Taurus launching too. So no doubt that has been pretty good for the markets there. And Taurus is part of Taurus. I think it's maybe a 1-to-6 ratio, 1-to-7 ratio. I'm not sure now. You have to go double check, but let's say 1-to-6 is ETH coming in, right? Instead of using Titanix, using ETH. And so let's go have a look at the supply on the old thing. Let's see. So it has had an impact. So we were sitting, if my memory is correction, we were sitting at 70 trillion. Now I'm not sure if cryptographics is in the chat there still, but we're sitting at 70 trillion, I think, before Taurus launched. So if that is right, and I think it was, then we're at 68.8. So we're down about 1.2 trillion Titanix on the liquid supply, if I'm right about that. So that is an impact. Now this is we moved into the second day, but people were talking about if Taurus could do maybe 10 trillion, maybe within, let's say, a 10-day period. That would be possibly the big catalyst for Titanix starting out, right? Especially the more ETH that goes in, particularly. And so, yeah, but sometimes people just buy Titanix as well, and then go put Titanix in rather than using the platform. So, yeah, we shall see. It's probably more efficient to use Ethereum through the platform, because that Ethereum is going to be captured by the Taurus platform to be used for buy and burns and things like that later on. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. That is pretty interesting. We keep a track of that number. Moving towards the buy and burn itself, we've got the V1, and that is currently worth $13.1 million. So $13.1 million, and this is worth 13.7. If Taurus eats up some of the Titanex, then that's going to be huge, because the Titanex will go into BOT protocols, and so that will lower that, and it will help flipping back again the old buy and burn to liquid ratio. And of course, don't forget, we've also got the staker payouts, right? The 888 day coming out, and that's got $3.3 million in it. And of course, if ETH rallies, we go to $7,500, $10,000 ETH, and all this is going to go up moon time, right? 2-3x's and all that sort of stuff. So that is pretty much that. So keep a lookout to that. DragonX at the moment, ratio 12.33. We see a lot of stuff coming out from Eric from DragonX. X28, we're waiting for Jake Sharp. Jake Sharp has been building out a new protocol, well, some new utility at least, that's going to be benefiting X28 and burning it up. And that should get the Titanex to X28 swap. Now, X28 is the omni-chain version of Titanex, allows Titanex to go over to other chains. And you only have one Titanex on the ETH chain, but you're able to spread that out onto other chains. That's why we say omni-chain rather than multi-chain. Multi-chain would be you make a new Titanex on every single chain. Well, we're not doing that. That's kind of like what the old Zen did, right? Make a new Zen on every chain. We've got Shogun at the moment. Shogun, of course, sitting at, 25.50 X28 to 1 Shogun. So obviously this has been a real lackluster performance on Shogun. So really waiting for, I guess, X28 and everything else to take off, so that really starts rolling there. Hyper at the moment, 1.42 Titanex, and Hydra, which has got the big buy and burn in it still. It's got a decent buy and burn. So if we turn the buy and burns of Titanex on, DragonX on, and Hydra on, we can get some real movements in the payouts. Also with the staker payouts from Titanex, if they get paid out to DragonX and Helios, then it's really game on as well. Although we've still got a couple hundred days left for that, but that could also take off as well, and you could have a double hit. Yeah, that's another way of looking at it. Volt, of course, is ticking at 14,000 Titanex. Inferno, which has one of the big buy and burns, I think it's 57%, something like that. That is sitting at 1.17 Titanex at the moment. We're going to scroll down to Morpheus. Everyone's very excited about Morpheus. It's at 0.31 DragonX. This is by Brandon, of course, another PulseChain Titanex crossover influencer. So this is with Switch. Remember Switch there, they'll be able to swap. And he's expanding the services on that all the time and increasing the burn on Morpheus as well, which has been rejigged, I think. So things happening in that space with good old Brandon. Expecting some really good performance from Morpheus, as we are with DragonX, and Hydra, and Titanex ultimately, and Inferno, no doubt. We've had a lot of coins go over to base chain. Just make sure I go down. A lot of coins go to base chain. So we had all these coins down here. Uranus was the first one with James and the dude, and we've had many others like H420, E280, and all these other ones down here. Also, except for Taurus, I believe. Most of those are on base chain. And I just want to make a couple of mentions to some of these other protocols up here that have launched, and that is. Let's see here. Tink Farms. Obviously, there's another one from Eric. And the Tink Farm at the moment, 2 cents for Tink. We're going to quickly look at the farm. And of course, once we get back on the upside, right, this is all going to be all going to flywheel back up, basically. So we're expecting big things for this farm. Now, it's at 3.1 million liquidity at the moment that's covering. The Tink supply is 17.6 million. The burn so far is 6.2 million. So once we get a positive move back up, this farm will start really helping to generate sort of fuels the fire, as it were. And we've still got decent yields on there. Volt Titanex 43%, X28 Tink 43%, Hyper Tink Titanex 40%. So it's still ticking away there. All right, so that is cool. We've also got a burn tab. I might as well tap on that. It's a burn tab there. There's probably a little bit of stuff in those. So that is the Tink farm. So we're expecting that to also be helpful in the future. What else we got going on here? There's one other, USDX. So they've got their own kind of modified liquidity fork, and this was done very well. I think it was Super Shadowy. Did an amazing job with this in the worst conditions too, where Titanex was coming down the bottom. So we're looking forward to more cool things there. An expansion of collaterals. So let's have a quick look at that, because we haven't looked at it for some time. But we'll have a look at the expansion of collaterals there. I think we can see that, hopefully. Maybe I have to sign in. Yeah, it's been a while now. Maybe I have to sign in. That's the OUSD Minter. and USDX there. Let's have a look. And I have to sign in for that. So I will try and log in on that another day, but not today. Not today. All right, so that is cool. What else there? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, of course, we had Taurus launch. And of course, recently Infernix as well, which have been on Inferno, right? Benefiting that. In fact, let's go quickly look at Inferno. This is from Ellie Kane, who's just had a granddaughter, grandbaby, whatever. And of course, Crypto Utah. So shout out to those guys. So yeah, what do we go? Inferno, Bayback. Okay, let's go look at Inferno. What the buy and burn is at on this one. Oh, we have to connect on here too. Buy and burn. Where's the percentage? They've changed the UI on this, haven't they? Inferno X? No. Bull Inferno? No. Where's the buy and burn? They've changed the UI, so there we go. That's how long since I've been on their website. Well, I'll try and log on to those and get all the numbers. But that is pretty much it. Let's go down to Taurus. Now we know we can definitely get access to that, so let's jump onto there. And beautiful website, I mean, just top-notch job from Cryptographics. Okay, so we're day two, 7 hours into day two. Woo! So it's still super early, and yeah, pretty exciting. Yeah, so at the moment, max power is 10,000. That's like equivalent to what, 10 billion Titanex, $2,000. That's 88 max length. Those are your max periods. But that would be an ROI at the current price of $3.95 for Taurus. I'm not expecting that. I don't know. I'm not expecting the price to go too much. I think a lot of the bots got sold out yesterday. We've been watching the bots from the beginning because of the way that people, if you launch pools, which I think they launched with 20,000 Taurus, I think it was, you get the bots coming straight away, right? And then they dump and they take away tens of thousands of dollars for free. But I think they're pretty much out now. So I think the price has probably got a lot of support from there, and there's not going to be a lot of supply out for at least probably 2 weeks or something. So yeah, we'll check that out in a minute. But ROI 16,000% at the moment for these miners. Well, they call a crate, right? Crate Taurus. So it's a little different language, but basically kind of similar idea. So yeah, you can either use Titanex or you can just use Ethereum, and Ethereum will go and buy Titanex, right? So you're helping the Titanex, and of course it's all going into the buy and burn pools and things like that. So it all gets captured, and you get issued a new token, right? Which is Taurus, but you don't get issued it. It just sits in your creation or sits in your stake if you buy it off the market, for example. So that's kind of where it is at the moment, and of course you can play around. By the way, if you do change the days, let's say we go from 88 days down to 86 days, it will radically change the ROI. Just take note of that, right? It will radically change the ROI down. So it really does strongly incentivize people to go long with the old minus DM. So just take note of that. If you change it down to like 80 days, let's change it down to 50 days. That's going to be 16,000%. See how quickly that changed? And if we go up to 88 for 50 days to 88, you're now back up at 16,000%. Now, obviously, this reflects the price and the amount of volume and everything else around. And of course the buy and burn activity when that starts off. But yeah, we're not expecting a lot because break even is quite far, especially at the current price. So I don't know what break even is. It's 20 days, is it? No, that's negative too. So it's actually higher than that at the current price. 22 days. Yeah, pretty much 22 days. So 22 days is break even at the current price of just under $4. So we're not expecting a lot of supply out, honestly. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the market, whether people decide to buy that or just don't care, because people can buy it and stake it. Although you're much better off creating, right? Because you got the yield return. So just take note of that. Obviously, if you put in 2,000 and you also got created Taurus at 1,000, so you're pretty much at break even there. So you got the created Taurus at 1,000, then you got the estimated Taurus, and that's so the reward pool is basically 100,000 tokens a day, and it goes down by I think 0.08% a day. So it'll be slightly lower today, but that's kind of the idea. Anyway, we're not really trying to do an overview of this, but that is some of the stuff there. Now, the buy and burns captured all this value. So we've got 3 buy and burns, right? So we've got buy and burn here. It's captured, $70,000, $80,000, $84,000 pretty much in the buy and burn. It's not turned on, right? So pretty much it's managed by Cryptographics, right? So the founder, the invisible founders, use the thing. But it's pretty normal in these Titanex ecosystems, right? And then with buy and burn, we got another 66 plus 8, so another 75, let's say, in there. So you add these together, right? And of course, they will be turned on at some stage. Don't know when, don't know where. Now, they can be changed. Typically, I think they're set at 1% at the moment, but they can be ramped up to 10% of the balances that are in these buy and burns. The fractals, this is for a date later on, so it's like 110 days later. So if you do max out the 88 days, this is like more buy power later on at day 110, right? And that can, fractal stores 28% of the ETH and Titanx that received, right? So that gets 28%. I think the buy and build, as they call it, gets 28%, and I think the buy and burn gets the remainder, right? Except for the Genesis amount. There's a little Genesis amount for founder development cost, no doubt. So that is the play there on that. So that's all going to play out in the future. It's going to be pretty bullish, I think, because remember, everyone's putting the stuff in, and it's going to capture all that value. And of course, if ETH and everything else, Titanx goes up, then it's all winning, right? All winning with that. Currently, the day's rewards are 400K. Now, this obviously moves around a lot with the price. But like I say, I think the bots are probably ended a lot of stuff. In fact, look at that. So the day ended, it was about 4.2% with the old stake Taurus. It's now at 7.6%. And there's obviously not going to be much Taurus around, I would argue, for the next few weeks. And we can actually see that the buy and burn has actually started, actually. It's 178. So the buy and burn has slightly started there. We had 20,000 to start off with, so we're not expecting, because a lot of money, if you do a creation or a minor creation there, if you create, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of supply out for probably at least 2 weeks is my guess, maybe 2.5 weeks, and now it looks like 22 days at the current price. So if we do get that price moving higher, and there's not a lot of supply for it, it'd be interesting. So we'll see. But anyway, at the moment, with the old buy and burn, I guess is the main catalyst for that. If that gets turned on. And of course, we've got the supply less than 20,000. We started with 20,000. We only got 19,830. So there's less around. And of course, it's being staked and burned. So that's pretty much it. What else? Yeah, $703, 178. Stake Taurus, 1,500. So pretty good start at the moment, right? So some people have been buying on market. You're better off, creating. The only thing buying on market is you're speculating on the price over the next couple of weeks is probably the guess there. Which is maybe a reasonable thing to do with the buy and burn and stuff like that. Once the bots are out, and I think they're pretty mostly out now. Total shares 852 million shares. So yesterday when I turned in for the evening, it was about 712. It's now 852, and I think the day close was about 805 or something like that, 810 million. So we've added another maybe 45 million shares to that total amount, right? So when you do open up one, when you do create one, you do get this created Taurus. So if you start one, you get created Taurus. You also earn estimated Taurus over every single day. So if you're running 88 days, you're going to earn 100,000 Taurus pool every day. You're going to earn a share of that based on your shares, and you get a certain amount of shares that you get for any particular size. So this is for 10,000, but if you did 1,000 power, that would be $200 of Titanx. That would give you 773 million shares, and that gives you a share of the reward pool. And that reward pool is shown up here, right? That is where it goes. Now you can also also stake, right? So we haven't played around with that, but you can stake if you buy off the market, or if you do a short-term one and then you want to stake it. Obviously, you want to do something that's at least 3 weeks or something like long at the moment. But you can stake it here, and it will also affect your yield a lot, right? So the lower you do it. So if you do 50 days, that's going to affect your yield a lot. If you go max, there, look at that. It's a big change in yield. So really, this is really incentivizing you to create long and stake long, right? It's kind of the idea there. And then you've got the power of the buy and burn coming in there. It's going to be cool to see this, right? But like a seesaw too with the yields. The price goes down, then the yields go up, and people go, get FOMO in. That's the idea. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. Not bad at all. All right, so that is from Taurus. So congratulations on the graphic. It's early, day 2. We're going to keep watching that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then the other one that we're looking forward to coming up in the future protocols is Bitcoin Genie from Stevie D, the mad scientist. And both cryptographics and Stevie D are both trying to push the boundaries of ROI tokenomics and get the holy grail, right, which is you can get sustained buying into the protocol. So both of these are two that we're looking forward to, because this is the frontier tokenomics and DeFi crypto, right? And so that's why we like it. It's going to be fun to see it play out. All right, so that is the play on that. That is our next coverage. How we're doing for time? An hour and 5 minutes. Sounds pretty good to me. I think we've pretty much wrapped things up. But that is where we are on the up. And yeah, we'll probably try and do an update on X1 coming up soon as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. What else? Yeah, if you haven't joined our strategy club, definitely join up to that. Links are into the video description. Only $35 a month, so great value. We cover pretty much as much as we can, if not everything in crypto. So join up today, and you get monthly reports. You get constant updates in the chat there around different opportunities and valuable information about the markets. We have strategy chats as well, and also we got our top 10 index as well, so you can get access to that on the old PulseChain. But yeah, definitely get involved. Only the links in the video description. $35 a month, fantastic value. And of course, if you want to join up as a community member in Discord, $12.50 a month, and that get access to crypto helpline and all the links and everything else and ecosystem stuff around PulseChain, as well as the chat and all the community members, which are amazing. So get in there today on that too. All right, and if you want to join Telegram, that is free, and you can join up to that too. And we'll see you there. What else are we going to say? I think that's about it. We're getting having a bit of a cool off day. Let's see how the weekend goes. Can we get a green PulseChain weekend? Looking forward to that, and fun times ahead. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Take care, everybody, and we might play out some cool Superman music on the way up, up and away. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. All right, take care, guys. Bye for now.